Hi everyone, welcome to the show. I'm sorry this week's episode's a little late, but I was travelling, if you'll believe, to LA. Got off the plane and discovered that Michael Jackson had died in the city. It's been crazy ever since. I haven't had the chance to kind of get my stuff together and do an episode yet. However, because I left before this week's comics came out, I don't have any of this week's new comics. But what I did do is grab some trade paperbacks to catch up on my trade paperback reading. And one of the things that I read on the way to LA on the plane was this, Aztec, the Ultimate Man, written by Grant Morrison and Mark Millar. Now this collects the first run of this story, and this isn't by any means the greatest comic book you will ever read, but if you're a fan of Morrison or a fan of Mark Millar, and I know there are a lot of fans of both of those writers, one, it's just quite interesting because they're working together, collaborating. And two, what makes this interesting is that there are hints of what these guys are going to do in the future tucked away in this book. Now essentially Aztec is this character he's been trained since he was a small child by a secret society to face an unknown apocalyptic level event, and he's ready to do that, and he's operating in the fictitious Vanity City, which is a very, very horrible place. Think Gotham, but even more twisted. It's an interesting book. It's not the best thing that either of these writers have written, but like I said, it kind of hints at what they are going to achieve in the future. So if you have any interest in kind of how writers develop and how the landmarks, the kind of pointers, stylistic pointers to how people's styles develop, you may well want to check this out. This is Aztec, the Ultimate Man, and it's, you know, it's a trade paperback that you can get right now. The other thing that I kind of enjoyed while I was on my way to LA is this. Now, absolutely gorgeous. This is the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, 1910, and in here we have the kind of the early 1900s incarnation of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Now Mina Harker, the immortal vampire, is still in charge here, but in this one, instead of having Alan Quatermain, she's joined by Alan Quatermain Jr. She's also got Raffles, the gentleman thief, as a part of their crew as well. And this is a really interesting book. This kind of tells the story of how Captain Nemo hands over his ship, the Nautilus, and his crew to his kind of successor, and it's all weaved together. I mean, Alan Moore is one of these writers who can make all of these literary elements that seem to be unrelated kind of all work together and seamlessly kind of form a new kind of original feeling whole. Also, what's really great about this is the arts of Kevin O'Neill. Kevin O'Neill's art looks almost as if it was drawn from the beginning of the 1900s itself. I mean, it's just perfectly tonally set for this actual story. It's almost like they have some sort of telepathic relationship, Moore and Kevin O'Neill, on this. So tightly do the words and the pictures fit together. If you get a chance to check this out, I really highly recommend it. This is the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen 1910, definitely worthy of your attention. I did manage to pick up one current book. This is like X-Men, you know, Dark Avengers together, like, you know, Utopia. And I swear to you, this is just an awesome setup for a new book. Basically, we've got Norman Osborn, twisted psychopath that he is, and his Dark Avengers, and the X-Men going head to head. Now, we know, if you've been reading some of these series, that Norman and Emma Frost have had some kind of dark, nefarious dealings going on, and the X-Men, the rest of them, haven't really been aware of that. And I think this story is where they're going to find out where that's been happening, and the premise is delicious. It's just I'm really looking forward to seeing how this one pans out. If you get a chance to check it out, this is X-Men Dark Avengers Utopia. It's out this week. It's going to be a big crossover, and it's going to continue through Dark Avengers and X-Men as well. It's definitely going to be one of those ones I think is going to be worth following this summer. So make sure you pick that up. Now, I've actually got to go off and stand on a red carpet and interview a bunch of celebrities about how they feel about Michael Jackson's passing and lots of other stuff. So I'm off to do that. We will be back to normal next week with a full episode looking at all of the brand new comic books out in the UK and around the world. So make sure you join us for that then. In the meantime, don't forget to keep sending me your questions, your comments, keep rating us, and for God's sake, please, if you're feeling the show, let somebody know. I'll catch you next week. You can buy any of the books we reviewed at fantasticrealm.co.uk, and don't forget to quote the code FAN1 to get yourself a 10% discount. You can also check us out at our eBay store and see more videos, or join our online communities at Facebook, MySpace and YouTube. We've now launched the Fantastic Realm video podcast on iTunes, so feel free to add a comment about this video below, and don't forget you can drop by the store to check out what we've got in store.